What's up, Wrestlingverse family? Welcome back to the channel where we bring you all the breaking news, all the drama, and all the intensity from the world of WWE. If you're not subscribed yet, hit that button right now and turn on notifications because what we're covering today is absolutely massive. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, the head of the table, has finally broken his silence after Drew McIntyre's brutal attack on Jimmy Uso at SmackDown. And let me tell you, what Roman had to say has sent shockwaves through the entire WWE universe and guaranteed that things are about to get very intense. This is the moment everyone has been waiting for. The OTC has spoken, and his message is clear, powerful, and absolutely chilling. So stick around because we're breaking down everything Roman said, what it means for Drew McIntyre, and how this is going to change everything on SmackDown. Let's dive in. Alright, Wrestlingverse family. Before we get into Roman's response, let's recap what happened to Jimmy Uso that has the tribal chief speaking out. At SmackDown, Drew McIntyre launched one of the most vicious and personal attacks we've seen in a long time. He targeted Jimmy Uso in a way that was designed to send a message directly to Roman Reigns. Drew caught Jimmy backstage when he was alone and vulnerable. There was no warning, no fair fight, just a brutal ambush that left Jimmy laid out. Drew hit the Claymore kick multiple times, threw Jimmy through equipment, and made sure that everyone knew this attack was personal. It wasn't about competition, it was about revenge and making a statement. The attack was so severe that Jimmy had to be taken out on a stretcher. Medical personnel rushed to the scene, and the concern on their faces said everything. Jimmy Uso, one half of the greatest tag team in WWE history, one of Roman's most loyal soldiers, was destroyed. And everyone knew that when Roman found out, all hell was going to break loose. For days, the WWE universe waited for Roman's response. Social media was buzzing with speculation about what the tribal chief would do. Would he immediately seek revenge? Would he make a calculated move? Would he destroy Drew McIntyre on sight? The anticipation was killing everyone because when Roman Reigns speaks, people listen. And then it happened. Roman Reigns posted a video message that has everyone talking. The tribal chief sat in his signature chair, championship over his shoulder, with that intense look in his eyes that we've come to know means someone is about to pay. The production quality, the lighting, the whole setup screamed importance. This wasn't just a response, this was a declaration. Roman started by acknowledging what Drew did. He talked about how Drew McIntyre attacked his family, attacked his bloodline, attacked someone who couldn't defend themselves in that moment. Roman's voice was controlled, but you could hear the anger simmering beneath the surface. This wasn't the cocky, confident Roman we usually see. This was a man whose family had been violated. The tribal chief made it clear that Drew's actions were not just an attack on Jimmy Uso. They were an attack on the bloodline as a whole. They were an attack on everything Roman has built, everything he represents, and everything his family stands for. In Roman's words, when you attack one member of the bloodline, you attack them all. And that means Drew has made an enemy of the entire Anoa'i family. Roman talked about Drew's motivations and why he did what he did. He acknowledged that Drew is angry, frustrated, and feels disrespected. But Roman made it clear that none of that justifies attacking Jimmy when he was alone. If Drew had a problem, he should have come directly to Roman. Instead, Drew took the coward's way out, and now he's going to pay the price. What was particularly chilling was Roman's tone throughout the message. He wasn't yelling, he wasn't ranting, he was speaking calmly and deliberately. Every word was chosen carefully, every sentence had weight, and every statement was a promise of what's to come. This is Roman at his most dangerous, controlled, focused, and absolutely deadly. Roman promised that Drew McIntyre will acknowledge him. Not through words, not through promos, but through pain and suffering. Roman made it clear that what Drew did to Jimmy is nothing compared to what the bloodline is going to do to Drew. The revenge will be systematic, it will be brutal, and it will leave no doubt about who runs SmackDown. The tribal chief also addressed Jimmy's condition. He said that his cousin is recovering, that he's getting stronger every day, and that he will be back. But until Jimmy returns, Roman himself is taking this personally. He's not delegating this to Solo Sikoa or anyone else. This is personal to Roman, and he's going to handle it himself. Roman called out Drew directly, telling him that he can run but he can't hide. SmackDown is the Bloodline's show, it's their territory, and Drew is now a marked man. Every time Drew steps into the arena, every time he's backstage, every time he lets his guard down, he needs to be looking over his shoulder because the Bloodline is coming. What's particularly interesting is that Roman framed this as a lesson for everyone else on the roster. He said that what happens to Drew will serve as a reminder to anyone who thinks they can disrespect the Bloodline. This isn't just about revenge, it's about maintaining the power structure, maintaining fear, and maintaining dominance. The WWE Universe's reaction to Roman's message has been absolutely insane. Social media exploded the moment the video dropped. Fans are torn between supporting Drew's rebellion against the Bloodline and recognizing that he's now in serious danger. The discussion has been non-stop, and everyone is anticipating the inevitable confrontation. Many fans are praising Roman's promo skills and intensity. Even people who don't like Roman as a character have to admit that he delivers when it matters. His ability to convey emotion, intensity, and importance through his words and presence is unmatched in WWE right now. He's a main event player for a reason. Other fans are rallying behind Drew McIntyre, saying he did what needed to be done. They argue that the Bloodline has run roughshod over WWE for too long and that someone needed to stand up to them. Drew attacking Jimmy might have been brutal, but it was strategic. Hit them where it hurts and show that the Bloodline isn't untouchable. Fellow WWE superstars have been reacting to Roman's message as well. Some have expressed solidarity with the Bloodline, knowing that staying in Roman's good graces is smart business. Others have quietly supported Drew, though they won't say it publicly because they don't want to become targets themselves. The locker room is divided. Let's talk about what this means for Drew McIntyre going forward. Drew has essentially declared war on the most powerful faction in WWE. He's got the tribal chief himself coming after him with revenge on his mind. Drew is tough, he's skilled, and he's proven he can hang with anyone, but can he survive the full wrath of the Bloodline? Drew's motivation for attacking Jimmy makes sense from his perspective. The Bloodline has dominated SmackDown for years, holding championships, getting preferential treatment, and making everyone else fight for scraps. Drew is tired of it, and by attacking Jimmy, he's shown that he's willing to fight dirty to level the playing field. But there's a difference between strategy and survival. What Drew did was strategic in the sense that it got Roman's attention and showed he's serious. But now he has to survive the consequences. Roman Reigns isn't someone who forgives and forgets. He's someone who makes examples out of people, and Drew is about to become Exhibit A. The Bloodline as a whole is now united against Drew. Solo Sikoa. Once Jimmy has healed up both Usos, and potentially other members will all have Drew in their sights. He's going to be outnumbered, outgunned, and constantly under attack. Unless Drew finds allies, his situation is dire. This situation also creates opportunities for other storylines. Will anyone step up to help Drew against the Bloodline? Will someone see this as an opportunity to form an anti-Bloodline coalition? Or will everyone stay away, not wanting to draw Roman's ire? The political dynamics of SmackDown are about to get very interesting. Roman's promise of personal involvement is significant. Usually, Roman lets his cousins and Solo handle his business while he observes from above. But saying he's personally dealing with Drew shows how seriously he's taking this. When Roman gets personally involved, people get hurt badly. The storytelling potential here is incredible. We could see weeks of the Bloodline hunting Drew, with Drew having to be constantly vigilant. We could see Drew picking off Bloodline members one by one, trying to even the odds. We could see a massive multi-man match where everything comes to a head. Every scenario is compelling. What's particularly effective about Roman's message is that it builds anticipation without giving away specifics. He didn't say when or where or how he's going to get revenge. That uncertainty keeps fans on the edge of their seats, tuning in every week to see if this is the week Drew McIntyre pays the price. The production quality of Roman's video message also deserves recognition. WWE has mastered the art of making these character pieces feel important and cinematic. The lighting, the framing, Roman's positioning, everything was designed to make him look powerful and intimidating. It's details like this that elevate WWE's storytelling. Jimmy Uso's eventual return will be emotional and impactful. When he comes back from this attack, he'll want revenge just as much as Roman. The reunion between Jimmy and the Bloodline, followed by them going after Drew together, will be a huge moment. It's good storytelling that creates investment. Drew McIntyre's response to Roman's message will be crucial. Does he show fear? Does he double down and promise more attacks? Does he try to recruit allies? How Drew responds will determine whether he's portrayed as a credible threat or someone who bit off more than he can chew. The championship implications are also interesting. If Drew and Roman are at war, does that affect title pictures? Could this feud lead to a championship match between them? Roman's title reigns have defined modern WWE, and Drew is a proven champion himself. A clash between them with gold on the line would be massive. From a business perspective, this feud is money. Roman Reigns is WWE's biggest star and top merchandise seller. Drew McIntyre is incredibly popular and moves the needle. A properly built feud between them, with real heat and real stakes, could draw huge numbers and create must-see television. The family aspect adds extra layers to this story. Roman constantly emphasizes that the bloodline is about family, about blood, about loyalty. Drew attacking Jimmy wasn't just attacking a wrestler, it was attacking Roman's family. That makes it personal in a way that transcends normal wrestling rivalries. Historical context also matters here. Drew and Roman have history together. They've been in WWE at the same time for years, they've crossed paths before, but never quite like this. This feels like the culmination of years of simmering tension finally exploding into all-out war. The question of whether Drew can survive this also creates dramatic tension. We've seen what happens to people who cross the bloodline. They get destroyed, humiliated, and written off television. Can Drew be different? Can he actually stand up to Roman and survive? That's the compelling question driving this story. What makes this work is that both men have legitimate grievances. Roman is right to be angry that his family was attacked. Drew is right to be frustrated with bloodline dominance. When both sides have valid points, the conflict becomes more nuanced and interesting. Alright, wrestling vs. family. That's the complete breakdown of Roman Reigns breaking his silence after Drew McIntyre's brutal attack on Jimmy Uso. The tribal chief has spoken, and his message is clear. Drew McIntyre is a dead man walking. This feud is going to be incredible. Now I need to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Are you Team Roman or Team Drew? Do you think Drew can survive the bloodline's revenge? What do you want to see happen next? Let's discuss. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to stay updated on every development in this explosive feud, smash that like button. It helps the algorithm show our content to more wrestling fans. And if you're not subscribed to Wrestling vs. CC, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications right now. Share this video with your wrestling friends so everyone knows what Roman said and can join the discussion. This is going to be one of the biggest feuds of the year, and we're covering every moment. Thank you so much for watching Wrestling vs. Family. This story is just getting started, and it's going to be wild. Until next time, acknowledge your tribal chief, stay passionate, and keep being the best wrestling fans in the world. Peace.